Jose Mourinho with the club languishing in ninth place on the league table. His final game in charge was Sunday's 3-1 defeat at AC Milan, which suspended Mourinho had to watch from the stands. The Olympico-based outfit had won just one of their past 6 league games, while they were also dumped out of the Coppa Italia by arch-rivals Lazio last week. In total, Roma have won just 8 of their 20 matches in Serie A this season and sit behind the likes of Bologna, Atalanta and Fiorentina in the race for European qualification. Well, let's bring in Jide Olugbodi, a former Premier League player, to help us, of course, take a look at the news. Well, Jide, very pleased to know that you are there. Mourinho has just been sacked now, the 6th time in his career. What's your reaction to this news?
Thank you, Ike. It's a pleasure, as always, to be here. To be honest, I'm not surprised. You know, if you see what's been happening, it's more like the club was going one direction and Jose was going in another direction as well. I mean, he's been repeatedly asked in the media, are you going to renew your contract when it expires in June? And he said, no, he won't. So for me, it's obvious. It was obvious from then that things were not good behind the scenes. Either the club management were like, look, we're not happy with the run of form. We've given you 2 years. He's been 6th, I think, the last 2 years as well. And he's now 9th on the league table. Like you said, they've won 8 in 20. And so it was not looking very good. I know he's got a lot of injuries in his defense, but that's not enough. No win in 3 matches. You can't do that. It's 22 points off the pace of the leaders and 5 points from Champions League places. So I think in the end, something had to go. You won't sack 25 players. So it had to be Mourinho. And I think the club just decided, look, let's start the next season early. I mean, we're going to get a new coach in June. Why not play now? So, and well, you know, you can't take anything from Mourinho, but there you go. You know, it is what it is, Ike.
Well, 8 wins out of 20. Do you think that Jose Mourinho perhaps lost his magic touch?
You know, a great coach like Mourinho, it's hard for me to sit here and say he's lost his magic touch. I would say you can only win what's in front of you. When you look at him, he's won the, is it the conference, European Conference League? And was in the final of the Europa League last year. So, I mean, he had his presence in Europe. But let's be honest, Roma is a good team, but you probably wouldn't win the league with a Roma. And when you see that, I mean, take Pep, for example. I wouldn't say, they say never, but I wouldn't say Pep will win the league with Fulham or Palace. So some say he has Dybala, but Dybala is not the same player that he used to be as well. Lukaku as well is not the same beast. So, but all in all, I think what he just needs to do, he needs to take a break from football. I remember he was sacked in Tottenham, and within months, he was back in the job. He needs probably to take a year out, reevaluate, and, you know, reanalyze and see where football takes him from here. Because he's been a great coach. We have to give that to him. But football is moving on. The question he has to ask himself and his team is, are we also moving with the times? Are the tactics we use, they suit us? I've watched Roma play a few times this season, and I must confess that it was not a lot of fun. And I'm a Mourinho fanatic. So, you know, I think he just needs to do some evaluation and then, you know, and come back from there.
All right, Jide Olugbodi, former Super Eagles player, also EPL player. Many thanks indeed for sharing your thoughts with us.